I've kind of let this game sit for, I don't know, a couple hours. I don't have a watch, but it's been a couple, and I've kind of let my mind refresh, gathered my thoughts, and here's what I kind of got from the game. Obviously, if you're a Rams fan, you are in such a good spot because you hold complete control of the division. You could clinch it today as I'm recording this. This is going out on Sunday. A couple teams have to win. It's not in your control whether they win it or not, but if they don't and you don't clinch this Sunday, things are fine because Seattle in Week 18 will have a chance to beat the Rams in a game basically deciding the division. And if the Rams win, guess what? They control complete destiny. They are in such a good spot because they might win it Sunday. If they don't, go take care of business. But Seattle is also in a good spot, so it's very interesting. I wish this was us, but it's not. Mad depressing as a Cardinals fan, but it is what it is. I mean, we move forward. We have to. I mean, there's no other option. Like, legitimately, we are stuck in this spot. We're 7-9. That is the reality. This Arizona Cardinals team, in their last 6, has lost 5. We lost to Seattle, lost to the Vikings, lost to Seattle again, beat the Patriots, lost to the Panthers, lost to the Rams. Like, it's happened in that order. 5 of your last 6. That is not a good look. And Kyler Murray in the second half of the season just hasn't been able to do things. I don't understand why that is. I really don't. Because the Call of Duty jokes, like, legitimately, as soon as that came out, he won like 3 or 4 games straight. So that narrative is BS. But in the second half of the season, I don't know if he gets figured out or whatever you want to call it, but that is a little concerning. But his play on the field, in my opinion, outside of 2 games in this 6-game stretch, have been good. And a lot of you guys are going to come from my neck for saying that, but like the game last night, he played pretty dang well. He had a touchdown in that Trey McBride play where if legitimately it doesn't smack him in the head and Trey McBride turns around a little bit quicker, we're probably looking at one of the best games Kyler's played in a long, long time. That interception that he threw before that to Marvin Harrison Jr., don't know why Drew Petzing went for that on 4th and 10. Still hate that. Hate the 3rd down call as well. Like, there's a lot of things that I just do not like about this game. A lot of things that happen with the flow that just irk me. Like, legitimately irk me. I hate it, but for some reason, I'm going to continue to watch. I don't know why. That's just kind of who I am, man. I'm a Suns fan. I'm a Cardinals fan. I've been through a lot worse than 7-9. So I'm not worried. I like the direction that we're going. I like the future. James Conner yesterday should not have played. I don't know why he did. I don't know why the coaching staff did. Clearly, he wasn't going to be 100%. I literally tweeted about this. If you guys follow me on X, you guys know that I said that. I had no confidence in him to play. So as soon as he got on the field, did not look good, got shut down for the rest of the game. And Michael Carter stepped up. This is why I said he should have been on the roster, because he brings so much to this team that we were lacking all year long. He's shifty, he's agile, he can do it in the pass game, he can do it in the run game. Like, he is a better 3rd down back than Amari DeMarcado. Screw pass protection. I don't care at this point. James Conner can pass pro. Like, legitimately. Amari DeMarcado should not get a roster spot because he can pass protect. Get out of here. Because when he's in the game, it is so obvious what you're doing. Like, legitimately. When he's on the field, he's not the threat. We know that. Michael Carter is a threat. Should have been rostered way earlier. Don't know why he wasn't. You guys know my 53-man roster prediction. He should have made it. It is what it is. Next year, he better be on it, or we're going to have some problems, because we saw what he just did. Put up a pretty good game in James Conner's absence, and Trey Benson's as well. So he better be on the roster. And then Drew Petzing, we got to talk about this, because why is this such an iffy thing? I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt going forward that we were fine rocking with you, but I don't know if that's the case, because there's a lot of problems schematically that I just don't understand what it is. For some reason, we will have so many routes going deep. There'll be like 2 or 3 routes just going completely deep, and Kyler doesn't have a safety blanket. I don't know if you guys notice that as well, but sometimes there's not even an option to dump it off. So when our receivers are getting blanketed and there's no separation, the routes are just covered, and Kyler Murray just looks like a chicken with his head cut off. There's nowhere to go. And then the O-line collapses. And then speaking of the O-line as well, holding calls, false starts. Holy crap. It is so often, and you guys know I've been preaching this as well. If you're new to the channel, you don't know that. But for the last 5-6 weeks, the offensive line has looked terrible, and a lot of the pit has gone straight to Kyler. The O-line doesn't get enough flack, and yes, they are playing injured. They are playing with their backups. We lost our starting right guard, our right tackle, our left tackle for the last 2 games. Like, a lot has gone wrong. Paris Johnson is a huge miss in these last 2. Absolutely. Jonah Williams being gone for the majority of the season hurts absolutely. And we were without him against the Panthers as well, and the Rams, and we're going to miss him in the next one as well. Both of those tackles have been put on IR. Will Hernandez, we basically missed him the entirety of the season. That is a huge loss. Evan Brown and Froholt have been the consistent two. Kelvin Beachum stepped up at right tackle, played fantastic, but we're playing with a bunch of backup offensive linemen for these past 2 games. It's not going well. And even when we had some of our starters, there were still holding calls. There were still false starts. It was just a continual thing that would never end. The discipline just wiped out of the window. For Jonathan Gannon's first season and the beginning of this first half, we were playing some disciplined, great football. We had the 2 blowouts against the Packers and the Commanders, but outside of that, we were playing so good and so disciplined, and we were competing with teams. Drew Petzing was the problem early on in the season. Now it's kind of the whole team. The defense has stepped up here and there. Kyler Murray has had some iffy games here and there. James Conner's had some pretty good games for the majority of the season, so I'm not going to say anything about him. Trey McBride is a top 5 tight end in the NFL. James Conner playing a top 12, top 10 running back in the NFL. The offense is fine. We're just not healthy. The O-line is not healthy. And Kyler Murray, I don't know. A lot of you guys are so teeter-totter, and it kind of does, irk me as well. Because we're all watching the same product and the same football. And it's my eyes aren't deceiving me, and I know you guys are seeing it too. But, how can you watch the offensive line collapse and then pit it on one man? It just doesn't make sense. Y'all are expecting this man to be Superman 24/7. Legitimately. I saw some people on X and Instagram saying that Kyler Murray has no pocket awareness. He needs to step up there and deliver a pass. And that was one of the plays, I don't have it clipped, but where Kyler, there was 4 people coming straight at him. Do you want him to step up into 4 people and just take a freaking pop and throw to who? Kyler Murray has to evade constantly. Legitimately. Constantly. Don't understand what people expect from this man when the offensive line collapses and he gets out and there's nothing there. There's not even a safety blanket. Receivers are blanketed. What do you want him to do? I don't understand. I legitimately don't get it. You could even look at this chart right here and it kind of shows you that our receivers don't really separate. And this is a thing that I have been saying. And people are saying I'm crazy. But at the end of the day, we need a legit wide receiver too. I want to move Michael Wilson to the slot. I think that'll be very beneficial. And as you guys see, someone like Lamar Jackson, who's having an MVP-like year, his receivers are separating this year, and you guys are seeing what he's doing. He's basically throwing to wide open receivers because you have to stack the box because you have Derrick Henry back there and Lamar Jackson. That is almost impossible to defend. So their receivers are benefiting greatly, and yes, I think Lamar is great, one of the best in the league. I think Kyler Murray is a good to great quarterback as well. We just don't have that kind of talent. Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming into his own. They're still developing. He's a rookie. I feel like people expect things way too quick, and people expect development to happen a lot sooner. It takes time. It's not like how it used to be back then where people actually had time to develop 2, 3, 4 seasons. And then it's okay, he's finally a superstar. It's if you're not a rookie superstar off the rip anymore, you're a bust. That's what it is. Oh, this guy is so bad. Blah, blah, blah. You got to give this kid time to develop. He's going to be a superstar. I'm telling you. He's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Marvin Harrison Jr. whatsoever. I hate the stats where it says he has 1 drop. He definitely has more than that. But guess what? Marvin Harrison Jr. also led rookies in touchdowns with 7. He's over 800 yards right now. Probably going to crack 900. Get off the man's case. He's not a bust. He's good. People are legitimately just panicking for what? We're rebuilding. I think we're absolutely fine, but there are holes on this team. And Nick Rallis, once again, I don't know how many times I've done it this season, but you are coaching your butt off. You need a pay raise. Genuinely, you need a pay raise. Give you a front 7, and we are operating at a very high level. I've been preaching this sentiment for so long. Get a front 7, get a better edge core, get a better defensive line, and I promise you Nick Rallis' defense is going to be sensational. We already got Budda Baker back, our main guy. He's going to fly around. Our secondary, I love Max Melton. I've told you guys that. I also love Starling Thomas, and you guys know how big of a fan of Garrett Williams I am. This team is going to be fine. Let it take time. The players know that we are on the right track. We just got to understand that it is a process. We're right where we want to be. People like Jonathan Gannon, who came out and said, we're there, but we're not there. Marvin Harrison Jr. said, it sucks, but we are close and we're competing with these tough teams. You see Trey McBride being emotional at the end, saying, it's on me. He loves his quarterback at the end of the day. He knows that he can be better. And he just came off a 12-reception game. He just scored his first touchdown of the season. And that play at the end of the game kind of derailed the game for him. And yeah, I know it sucks, but at the end of the day, guess what? We're all human. We mess up. I'm not putting this on Trey McBride. I'm not sitting here and holding this on him and saying like, oh my gosh, this season's over. Trey McBride sucks. He's a top 5 tight end. Yes, he needs to come down with that in the future. But guess what? I'm not worried. He's young. And like I said, already a top 5 tight end. I'm not putting this game on him. People make mistakes. It happens. The season was already thrown away anyways. This game means nothing. Give me a higher draft pick at the end of the day. Guess what? Be better. Learn from it. We're fine. We have talent. I'm not worried whatsoever. You guys can let me know down in the comment section below if you guys agree with me. If you guys disagree, drop your takes down as well, because at the end of the day, we want the Cardinals to be in a good spot. We want to win a Super Bowl, and I think we can do it with the roster we're building with the quarterback we're building it with the head coach we're building it with. Offensive coordinator, I don't know. Defensive coordinator, absolutely. But we're in a good spot, man. Let me know, like I said. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, man, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL-related content. So if you're a fan of either of those, perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.